A poor man was always sitting outside a rich man's house in the cold winter season. Every day the rich man comes into the house, the poor man will greet and the rich man will respond to the greeting and head inside. One very cold night, the rich man was coming in and as usual, the poor man greeted and in response the rich man asked, "Why are you always sitting in the cold without a winter jacket?" The poor man responded, "It's because I can't afford a winter jacket." The rich man had pity on him and promised to get him one once he goes into the house. The poor man was really excited to hear this. But the rich man went into the house and forgot about his promise. The following morning, the rich man was leaving the house and saw that the poor man was dead in the cold with a note in his hand. The rich man picks up the note and reads, "When I had no winter jacket I was able to cope with the cold until you promised to give me one, and my excitement and expectation of your promise made it hard for me to cope with the cold. You went inside and forgot about the promise you made. It was not the cold that killed me but your promise." The rich man stood there feeling sad after reading what the poor man wrote. This story carries profound themes and lessons, touching on human compassion, the impact of promises, and the unintended consequences of neglect. Here are some key takeaways. 1. The power of expectations. The story shows how hope and expectations can be a double-edged sword. While promises can inspire hope, failing to fulfill them can lead to despair, even more so than the original hardship. The poor man survived the harsh cold until his hope was raised, demonstrating that unfulfilled promises can shatter resilience. 2. The responsibility of words. Promises, even when made casually, carry weight. The rich man's promise gave the poor man something to cling to, but when forgotten, it caused harm. This highlights the importance of honoring commitments and being mindful of the impact our words can have on others. 3. Empathy versus action. The rich man showed empathy but failed to act promptly. This underscores that good intentions alone are insufficient. They must be accompanied by timely and meaningful actions. It's a reminder to take initiative when we see someone in need, rather than delaying or forgetting. 4. The human cost of neglect. The story symbolizes how societal neglect of the vulnerable can have fatal consequences. The poor man represents those who rely on the promises of the more privileged but are often let down. 5. Wealth versus compassion. The juxtaposition of the rich man's comfort and the poor man's struggle highlights disparities in privilege. The rich man could have easily alleviated the poor man's suffering but underestimated the urgency. Practical lessons. 1. Be mindful with promises. Only make promises you can keep, and act on them promptly to avoid disappointing or harming others. 2. Take immediate action. Compassion should be accompanied by decisive actions, not procrastination. 3. Understand the impact of neglect. Small acts of kindness can make a huge difference in someone's life, especially for those in dire situations. 4. Value resilience in others. Recognize that people often endure silently until a shift in circumstances, such as broken promises, makes it unbearable. This story ultimately encourages kindness, accountability, and the realization of how even small actions or inactions can profoundly affect others. If you have watched this video till this point, then it means you are one of the few people who are interested in making the world a better place. Please share your thoughts about this story in the comment section. Like and share if you find this video interesting. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel Mystic Africa for more life-changing stories. Hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified of our next epic story.